What's up, guys? Lunchbox FPV here. I'm here with
in the house.
Jason Mandela. It is not Sunday morning, so there's no raffle for you guys today. But we're here joined with a special guest,
Anthony.
Pew pew.
Hey.
We got here Pew Pew, we got Jason. I am not Lunchbox, I'm GAB707. We are on the way to Paris.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Eiffel Tower.
Yeah,
Sorry, the Eiffel of Tower, not Eiffel Tower.
One person watching, so while...
Three people. It's going up, bro. Sean Dolan's here. He was in multi-GP with us. What's up, Sean? Scott Thibault. What's up, Scott? 4 people. Oh, it's going.
Oh, we're getting crowded here.
That's it. We got the GAB707 in the car with us, so everyone wants in. Everyone wants to ask questions to the DRL Pro. Paul Dowling is now tuned in. Hey, Paul, I just tried to call you like 5 minutes ago on
nice.
Facebook Messenger because seeing
Paul,
if you're
going to be at the race. We're on our way. How's the track looking?
Having some beers after work. That's always good.
That is always good. So you're here building quads because we got nothing better to do. What are you going to do on this 6-hour ride? Nothing better than build quads.
So Gab is legit building a quad. He's got a quad on his lap.
I was missing the solar here.
So
maybe you can see the solar, Aaron. It's hanging from the roof here.
Yeah, that's how you keep it nice and hot without burning yourself.
That's exactly it.
If I want to hurt Gab, I just have to turn sharply, and the soldering iron will hit him in the face.
Maybe it swings straight in my face. But it's not going to do that because I'm a pro.
Your hair's getting really long, Gab. You might need a little shortcut. Easy there, Jason.
I needed something else from your bag. I needed solder
and you needed shrink tube. It was in the same bag.
In the same bag?
There's a Ziploc in there with shrink tube. You got 10 followers in here, Gab.
Oh, wow.
So we're here with GAB707. For those who don't know GAB707, shame on you. He is second best in the world in DRL.
Wait, is that just the amount of shrink tube that you have?
That's a lot of shrink tube. You see? I don't know how much I had. Hey, you asked if I had. I didn't give a quantity.
I brought some with me.
I could do like 4 wires with this.
Well, I mean, how many wires are we planning on doing? It's my emergency bag.
There's like 3 wires for each motor. There's 4 motors.
Oh, so you gotta shrink everything. Okay.
I gotta shrink everything. I'll go with tape.
Okay, well.
Tape is good.
Alright, tape works.
Tape's more legit.
I got electrical tape in there if you need.
Yeah.
What's up, Anthony? What's up, Jeff? Someone just combined us. The lunch gab.
The lunch gab.
The lunch gab. We have become one.
Or Lunchbox 707.
Lunchbox 707. Lunch 707? Lunch 707.
Yeah.
That should be my Tiny Whoop FPV channel. It should be Lunch 707.
So in case you're wondering, we only sleep on blue whale pillows.
Extra stuffed, guys. Extra stuffed.
Extra stuffed, extra something else. Oversized and extra stuffed.
To tune in, we are going to Paris, Ontario for the FatShark Frenzy. So we are going there for a reason. We're going to the FatShark Frenzy. It's a Joe Scully event, yeah?
Yeah.
This is a Joe Scully event. It's called the FatShark Frenzy. He does it every year or sometimes twice a year. This is my first one, but Gab, you've been before. Are you excited?
I've been there last year. It was actually one of the first events where someone put up 2 different flight
What's up,
lines.
Otis? What's up, Jeff?
We had 2 different flight lines. One of them was for wings, one of them was for quads. And we were flying, well, the idea was like 8 on one side and 8 on the other. That was the first time that everyone had done that. So last year was a pretty good success. It was awesome. We had like all like wing class, 4-inch class, 5-inch class, open class. There's all sorts of stuff. I'm not sure how he's doing it this year, but it looks like a lot of fun.
Well, we brought our wings either way, so we might jump into some wing racing just for the funds, for shits and gigs. I brought an Apex, TBRC Apex, if you want to like pull that out. So for those who want to get into wings, this one's like built out of quad parts, which is sweet, super small and portable. And this thing rips, man. So if you guys want a good beginner wing, I would definitely recommend the TBRC Apex.
Yeah.
Local Canadian boys who make it. So David Whedon from TBRC, shout out to David, awesome guy. He does the airfoil designs, and then you got Anthony out in Nova Scotia, doing the what's it called, foam cutting. So hot wire foam cutting.
Yeah, that's that one.
You Gotta hold one of them for me. Yeah, man, I got some at home.
I'm flying the other one.
So he's flying the Strix. What is that? That's the Strix.
This is a Strix RC Lattice, it's called.
A Lattice.
Basically,
it's mythical.
It comes almost ready to fly. Basically, you get like this center plastic pod. There's a motor and the AC pre-installed. You just hook up a receiver and the wings just pop in. So that's a really nice and durable way for a wing. But
so that's nice because you can like fold it apart, right? Like the wings come off pretty easy.
Yeah, the wings come off. You can put it on a plane if you want to.
Which also means you can change the wings if it breaks.
You can crash it into stuff, obliterate it, and then
center
be
pod.
flying in 5 minutes again.
The Strix is badass. It is badass.
Yeah.
You got 20 people here, Gab. Who's got questions for GAB707? So you guys got the best DRL pilot. Sorry, Gab. Let me correct myself. Second best DRL pilot. Gotta correct myself there. But leader of the season, I can say myself. Super proud of this man. You guys must have some questions. Anyone have some questions for this man? I mean, you guys got the time now. Dude, pull over. Johnny Vermont. Why are we pulling over, man?
Why should we pull over?
You got to read out the questions, Anthony, because I'm driving.
Okay, what was your favorite track this year, Gab?
What was your favorite track, Gab?
I guess DRL tracks?
Yeah, favorite DRL track.
My favorite track was Miami.
Miami. So what was the Miami one? Remind me what that one was?
It was the first one. Basically, you started
why is this cop following you?
You started off in the parking lot. So you basically had to go out in the stadium. You went up into the rafters. You come back into the stadium. It's like a whole loop. You go up and down. It's a huge elevation change. It was a lot of fun because of that. There was also this sort of a Immelman where you went straight up this parking lot helix. You just go vertically up and sort of invert. That was an awesome section of the course. I really liked that one.
Was that where you told me that there was like this invisible wire you guys had to avoid though? Was that track?
Yeah, we had these.
So apparently like right where that Inomen was, there was like this invisible like metal wire. So if you saw everyone do a weird maneuver right then, that's definitely why, right?
That wasn't the Immelman though. That was from the Skygate, they called it. It's basically coming down from the rafters and you need to hit the gravity gate. And as you come down there, you can't cut straight because there's an invisible black wire. Yeah.
Make the heart go by. Damn you, Johnny Vermont. So what was the next question? I saw a question there. What did you end up getting for second, Gab? Is that information you're allowed to give out?
I got a cold high five and a tap on the back.
A cold high five and a tap on the back. Good job for being the second best pilot in the world.
We're basically a fight for the contracts for next year. It's not there's like a prize money for the races, but the big thing is the contract for next year. That's really the big part of it.
So basically, you get guaranteed to be on DRL for season 3.
Yeah, I think.
So he has the chance to go get first again. Is basically what they're giving you.
That's it.
He has to redeem himself now.
We were actually talking about that with the guys, but there's a whole debate on what format it should be. Because I mean, what do you guys think about it? Basically, all motorsports, all racing sports are usually a league, right? So there's like episodes, there's races, and then you just pile up points, and then at the end of the year, whoever has got the most points just wins, right?
Yeah.
Whereas DRL doesn't work like that because they want to really create, the drama and make a tense situation where even the leader could basically drop out. So you basically have to qualify every time, and then like the whole championship was fought out on just the last race. And that means that even if you're points leader, you could potentially end up last on the last race and not win the season. So
like even if you're winning all season, it all comes down. It's all grapes for the final one, right? It's all the grapes in the final race. So basically, all season Gab was pretty much leading. I'd say point wise, right? You were top points.
Yeah.
And then in the last race, basically you have one race. Is it one? You had one race, right? To basically prove yourself.
You had the playoffs, which were in Munich.
Yeah.
And in Munich, you basically had to qualify. 4 people would get eliminated. You had to be among the people coming on, and then you would go to London, and then London there's another elimination race, and you need to be placing well in both of those races if you want to even make it to the final 6. So, and then once you get to the final 6, well, it's anyone's game. That's how they roll. So it's not the most forgiving way. You should watch the traffic here?
I am watching the traffic. Just I can't get in.
How many Racer 3 did you destroy, Gab?
Oh man.
How many drones did you destroy, Gab?
So I only have one practice drone. That's what I got to practice with. I changed on my practice drone all year long. I changed one motor and one ESC.
So that's pretty good.
And okay. I broke a few canopies and quite a bunch of props, but any like central parts, nothing.
So overall, a pretty tough drone, like pretty durable.
It's a very tough drone, yeah. But then when you're flying, like during the races, I haven't counted them. Like you go really fast and you just obliterate them into concrete walls. I mean, there's not much you can do about that.
So, I mean, how many drones in practice do you think you've destroyed? Let's put an average out there. How many drones do you think DRL went through in their season? That's a good one. Let's throw a number out there. Guys, what do you guys think on the live stream? How many drones do you think, on average, were destroyed during, it's 8 episodes this season? The full season was 8 episodes? Or 7? 6?
Episodes?
How many episodes did I watch on TV? 6?
6 races.
So 6 races. How many drones do you guys think?
That's 12 episodes.
That's 12 episodes. How many drones?
42.
42. Oh, I think there's way more than 42. I know they go out with 300 ready to fly on the table at every episode.
972.
Because, like, you guys go out with 300, right, Gab? Like, 300 are ready for you guys, like, on the table when you guys show up?
At every race, yeah.
And how many pilots are at each race?
Well, they just split 12 pilots divided by 300. Well, 300 divided by 12 pilots.
So, yeah, I mean, you got quite a few quads there.
But then there's a few that we use for specialty shots. For example, you see on their social media stuff, you get 360 views. That's usually a specialty quad. You get rear-facing cameras. That's also a specialty quad. So there's quite a bunch of quads that they need. But I mean, every pilot crashes at least, let's say, we get, let's say, 10 batteries until we get to semifinals. So that's even before we start the episodes. And then there's the race, which is 5 heats, and then there's the finals, which is another 7 heats. So in practice, you crash, let's say, at least 5 times, and then during the finals and semifinals, each one probably crashes another 5 times at least. So you're looking at least 10 quads obliterated per pilot. So that's at least 120.
It's 120 per episode. Per episode.
Paul is saying, where are you at?
So that's like, I don't know. So you're looking at least what, like, I don't know, 1,000 quads obliterated throughout the season, maybe?
I mean, they do fix them.
They fix them, but I mean, you guys do just, I'd say 1,000 quads probably go down.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And I'd say probably a good 10% of those don't come back alive ever.
Yeah. You'd be amazed. Like they were, you think they're totaled, but they're really resilient. Like they just, put the components back together and they come back to life. In Munich, they had one guy who was just fixing quads. The guys were like running the race, prepping the quads and everything. And one guy was just fixing them. In one day, he fixed, I think, close to 100 quads.
Wow, that's crazy. So that guy was just pumping them out like Tech Genius, like one after another.
Yeah. I mean, once you've built like 600 of those, I mean, you know how it goes, right?
So the question before this was something about how well were you fed on DRL?
Pretty good.
Yeah? They had good craft services for you?
Yeah, they do catering and everything. It's
full production, full TV production, right?
Yeah, and they take the time to stop. Like it's not.
Did you get your own movie star trailer?
No, we don't.
No, they don't get their own trailers, guys. Sorry.
No,
not to that status yet.
No, not yet.
Did you guys share bunk beds?
Not either.
No, not that either. Okay, so
hey, Charles.
We're somewhere halfway.
What's up, Charles? Charles, ça va, man? It's our South Shore crew.
Or stuntman.
So how was your experience on DRL? How was your experience on DRL overall?
Awesome.
Enjoyed it.
It's the best race you could hope or imagine. I mean, there's no...
Well, you got to travel to, what, 8 countries?
8 countries.
8 countries, so...
I don't know. If you consider the U.S.
A country?
So, if you consider the U.S. 6 countries, and then there was Germany and England.
Okay, so you went to 3 different countries, but 6. You went to 8 locations. You got to travel the states.
Yeah, we had to travel the states. But what really makes the difference from any any other racing league is that you're constantly pushing yourself without worrying about the quads themselves, because you can just break them and you just worry about the flying. So that's really something that's really awesome. I mean, I've been seeing this again going to the multi-GP International Open. You go there and you need to have so many quads ready, and you just every slightest quad you destroy things and you need to build everything again. So it's not the same experience, let's just put it that way.
So that's a bit different then. So DRL is the first televised, I guess, drone racing league, because it's called the Drone Racing League. So first televised drone racing. Well, I guess DSA was the first with ESPN, but DRL is the first professional league to be televised, I'd say, where they actually have multiple episodes. And
DSA had a field event.
Yeah, they had a field event and they filmed it with ESPN, so it's a bit different. Yeah. So we will say DRL is the first televised drone racing league, professional league with proper production, which makes it really, really fun. What do we got here? We got Phil. What up, Phil? How's it going, bro? Missed you, man. It was awesome chilling at NAFPV. That was sweet. Phil's got these really awesome frames. They're made out of like carbon acrylic. Was it polycarbonate? Super.
The raggy frames?
No, this is polycarbonate. Raggy's like nylon or something.
Okay.
It's like polycarbonate. It's like almost looks like acrylic, to be honest with you, but it bounces and it's light and it's very, very strong. He has very cool frames.
Nice.
I would love to test a 5-inch frame like that. What do we got here? I can't read what it is, right? What did Brian write?
Yeah, polycarbonate. Someone said polycarbonate. That's
polycarbonate, there you go.
That's the stuff props are made of. I mean, the durable ones anyway.
There you go.
There's blends after to make them more...
Prescott, Brockville, 24. Stop the Brockville, fight our Pokemon. Oh no, that's Rockville, never mind. Rock's gym. Brockville? Wasn't that a thing in Pokemon? You go fight in Brockville? You fight at the Brock gym? You fight Brock at the Brockville gym? Go get yourself Onyx Pokemon, the stone Pokemon. I don't know, I could be crazy.
Helmet visors are made.
Oh, that's what helmet visors are made out of. Like SWAT team helmet visors and shit, which is like pretty much unbreakable.
So you could shoot your quad.
You could shoot your quad and try and smash it, and you're good. So what are you building in the back there, Gab? Can you explain a little bit to people what you're building? Is this a super secret frame, or what frame?
This is a super secret frame.
Oh, super secret.
So you won't see it too long.
Guys.
This is a frame that's designed by Andy Shen from Shen Drones.
It's an Andy Shen drone.
It's a top secret aerial photography rig. I've been meaning to build this for actually a long time, but
what motors are there?
I've not had the chance. Those are 2405, so gigantic motors, 2405, 1800 kV. Those are made for 6-inch props.
What brand is that?
Those are Hobbywing motors.
Hobbywing motor. Hobbywing's coming up, huh? They're everywhere now.
Hobbywing is taking over, dude.
They're taking over high quality drone parts, apparently.
Yeah, they made their flight controller. That everybody.
Yeah, they got the flight controller now too.
Everybody wants to have. So what's going to go in this? The 4-in-1 Hobbywing, which is my favorite ESC at the moment. Flight controller. I'm probably going to be running the TBS Cube. So there's going to be an FPV Vision for as a VTX and OSD and a Colibri just to run with the VTX. So they go together.
That's sweet.
I'm going to be running obviously Crossfire as on most of my rigs, and that should make a relatively reliable quad to go fly up in the mountains and stuff like that.
So Gab is building a quad to do some more epic long distance flying. Are you putting the Crossfire in that?
Of
course. We don't do long distance without Crossfire anymore. We could. I mean, I still have a setup with the L9R in it. Like, that's pretty far. I get some good distance with that.
L9Rs are good. I mean, they're definitely cheaper than Crossfire receivers, and they will probably get you the same distance. It's just it's a bit of an older system, and
compares.
How it really compares. I know the Crossfire will get you farther, but I mean the distances that we go with mini quads, we go what 2-3 kilometers maximum.
Is it the penetration with the Crossfire too that's big though, because it uses like low bouncing signal waves?
So there's the thing though. For example, the transmitter on the Tyrannus is I believe somewhere is overpowered. I think the legal power limit is like 25 milliwatt.
Okay.
But on the Tyrannuses, they're actually not exactly to spec. They tend to be overly powered. If you're using the international ones, I think they're somewhere around 100 milliwatts. The Crossfire is tunable. You can change the power from 25 to 500, I think, or even 2 watts. I think if you use an external battery power. So you can tune the power depending on how far you need to go. The advantage of being on 900 is also that you can you get a better penetration through things, as you were saying. If you go through trees, if you're going behind a hill, it's not going to help you that much because the hill will stop the signal very, very quickly. So, I mean, when you're flying in the mountains, it's the most important part is just knowing where you are. If you dip behind a peak or something, you're going out, that's for sure. Whether you're using 900, 2.4, 1.3, it doesn't matter. RF does not go through cliffs.
So that's the difference right there. 2 watt with external power, says Charles.
Yep.
Yeah, you can go up to 2 watt, that's for sure. Just make sure you don't use your drone remote battery, or you're going to end up with not a fail-safe, but a complete shutdown of your remote.
On 2 watts, you could probably even fry a chicken.
Yeah, pretty much. I think when I put mine on 1,000 watts on my like 1300 battery, it killed the battery in like half an hour. Not even.
Half an hour?
Not even. Like it was killing my battery.
Yeah. How many milliwatts? How many watts is a microwave oven?
Wait, what?
I think isn't a microwave
It's 200.
like 200?
Yeah, something like that.
200 watts though.
Yeah.
That's still 100 times more powerful than a Crossfire. So maybe you could not cook a chicken with the Crossfire, but almost.
What can you cook with a Crossfire? What's the next question here?
Insects. Maybe.
So how did you fly
behind the cliff on that epic mountain video?
So how did you fly behind the cliff in your epic Alps video that you made?
You don't fly behind the cliff.
So you're flying like kind of like side view to it, right?
Yeah.
Like you were always in view facing the drone. So it looks like he's behind it, but technically he's kind of standing in between that cliff, I guess.
Yeah, you need to plan it carefully and put yourself in the right spot so that you can reach everywhere, all the intricacies of your lines. I mean, that's one of the really tricky parts. It's like, I mean, when people go free riding on snowboards or skis or whatnot, they sort of plan the line ahead. So they look at the cliff from the bottom, they take pictures of it, mental notes. But the thing is, they do all this work beforehand because they know that once they get to the top, they will not. It looks completely different. So once you're up there, you sort of trust in what you've spotted before, and you just fly the line, or at least ski the line. And with the drones, it's the same. You need to just plan it ahead and see where you're going to be in signal and where you're in line of sight.
So a big part of what you do is like actually going and scoping out the landscape before you go fly.
Yes.
So he doesn't just like climb a mountain and be like, oh, I'm going to set my drone off here and gets an epic video. There's a process behind planning your shots as well.
Well, I see.
Well, I also know like you do like, you wake, I know like you did a bit of photography in your background. So, or you at least understand quite a bit about it. So I know you also go during like good timing for light, right? Like I know you kind of plan that out when you do your shots.
The light I don't necessarily plan out because it's quite an expedition to go out to the mountains. So usually I'm just with people, with friends, or we're hiking. And then when it's the right moment, I tell everybody, okay guys, can I have like 10 minutes here? I go take out the drone and do a little scoot up and down.
What receiver video were you using?
But it is a whole process of planning these lines. I mean, I see a lot of people. I'm really happy to see a lot of people are inspired to go out and fly in the mountains. But there's also a lot of videos that come back now and hey, I lost my TBS G2 in the mountain because the video just went black. Well, you went behind if you dip behind the cliff, everything goes away. There's nothing you can do about it. You really need
Something about
Yeah,
video?
what receiver video would you use?
What video receiver were you using when you did that?
I use my goggle module. It's
Forge?
It's a Furious FPV. It's not even the latest one. It's an older one. It's the V2, I think. And the best part, the most important part of it is the antenna. I've got these TrueRC antennas. They're the X2 Airs. They're one of his directional antennas. You've got two X-Airs basically just on top of each other, and you get a really wide beam, which is awesome to cover, let's say, the whole mountain range, and it can get you flying really far away. It makes a big difference compared to Omnis, definitely.
What's up, Patrice? Ça va, man? Patrice is in the house. See Ryan's coming up behind us. There's one
The
car
cop
behind.
car.
The cop car. Just Johnny Vermont trying to trip me out. Trying to trip me, bro. That's what Johnny's trying to do. Fuck yous. Fuck you. But a fuck yous. Oh, what's this next one? Cool, thanks, man. I'm waiting for another epic Alp video. Well, you're going back to Switzerland, right?
I've been slacking on the videos.
He's leaving Monday to go back home to the Alps, to where he belongs, in the mountains.
But the thing is, I've got plenty of footage. It's just that I've not had the time to edit anything because we're just constantly going to races and trying to get quads ready and working on something. And I do happen to have a full-time occupation on the side.
You mean you don't just drone race?
No.
So what do you do on the side, Gab? What's your side gig other than drone racing?
It's not my side gig. It's my main gig.
What's your main gig then, Gab?
Drone racing is what I do on weekends.
Oh, okay. So what's your main gig then?
I'm a PhD student.
He's a PhD student.
I study physics. I do research. I publish papers.
He pushes the boundaries of reality every day.
That's it. That's exactly it. I come up with. I do material science, so I'm not going to get too technical about it, but I create models and I do simulations. That's what I do.
So he basically researches stuff that we'll use in the future, right? Mostly.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Something in the FPV.
I don't think it's going to be of any use for
Other
FPV,
than
sadly.
what was your favorite race this year? Other than what, DRL? Other than DRL, what was your favorite race this year? Muncie, I'd say. What was another race that you liked this year other than DRL?
Did we go to any other races?
I don't think so.
I don't think we went to anything else.
I guess Muncie, right? I mean, I'd say Muncie was epic for many reasons, right? Like 8 tracks running simultaneously, like that was crazy.
Yeah, that was fun. We saw a lot of people, met a lot of people that we hadn't seen before. The organization was really amazing.
I would say best organized event I've been to personally, myself. As far as like a public event, I don't know, the best one I've been to myself.
Yeah.
As far as organization, people burning batteries, like stuff moving quickly.
There was constantly stuff to do, stuff going on. You would not be sitting around waiting for something. There's always the availability
They
to
had
go
night
fly.
tracks and like King of the Hill at night, so if you were still had energy for the end of the day, you still had that.
There was actually too much going on. I mean, I feel like I missed half of the action.
It was great to meet you too, Sean. You were awesome. This guy was volunteering and kicking ass on the whoop track. That was sweet, man. It was really awesome to meet you too, Sean.
So, here's where the good stuff is.
What are you getting? What's the good stuff?
Getting out.
It's his magic powder that he puts on all his
TBS
drones that we don't know
Power
about. Oh, TBS Power Cube.
Oh.
What's wrong? Is it not in the box?
It's in the box.
Come on.
So I need the other box.
Hold on, I burped. Sorry. Ventilating the burp out the window. It's McDonald's. Ugh.
This box feels surprisingly light. Don't you think? I think the flight controller is missing.
I'll let you do the weight comparison.
Nothing inside, eh?
I think there's
air.
think
That's
there's
it.
a flight controller inside?
Ryan scammed you.
I think Ryan scammed you.
Ryan just took all the stuff out of the boxes.
This weighs nothing. This is just a cardboard box.
I think it's in there.
It weighs the same thing as a cardboard box.
I think it's in there.
Nothing's shaking.
I think it's in bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap?
Because Trappy is a clever guy. Let's see. Let's find out. Let's
Trappy's
find
a
out.
bubble wrap guy?
He's a bubble wrap guy. You know, puts electronics in bubble wrap.
Is he trying to bubble wrap me?
He's trying to wrap you, bro. Just wrap your head
Nailed
around
up is behind us.
He's behind us. See, there's a blue car behind us. Behind that
See the
is
car here.
nailed up.
Behind that.
Toyota Tacoma is nailed up. He's one behind.
He's two behind.
Two behind.
Yeah.
So he's there. The sex machine is coming. Here, let's pull over and let's get beside him so he can be right behind us. And then you can see him in our rearview mirror, Petlis. He should be like coinciding on the live stream with us. That should be a reality of things.
Can we live stream across the?
There he is. Now he's pulling up behind us. There he is. There's Ryan. And Bindi and Amelie. The whole family's there.
Our team mascot, Bindi.
Who's the third one then? That's Anthony. We got Pew Pew.
Hey,
Pew Pew.
hey, Patrice.
He's tucked away there in the corner.
We are all slackers.
And then you got Ryan. See, Ryan's coming up quick. He's coming up quick. Oh, there he is. There's Ryan. So we got Ryan coming up quick behind us.
So, I'm glad to inform you that there is a flight controller inside here.
Oh, was it in bubble wrap? Was it in bubble wrap?
Yeah.
Oh, when I say
Red bubble wrap.
you got wrapped, bro.
And the flight controller.
You got wrapped. That'd be funny if a company just did that.
They kidnapped me. Call 911.
Call 911. Anthony's been kidnapped. We're taking him with us. What's the radio stations in Ontario?
That's so cool that happened, even though like
It's like so cool that happened. Oh, it's okay. That one works. Let's put some like background music, you know.
It doesn't seem like anyone gives.
What? Any other questions? Is Gab from Switzerland? Gab, are you from Switzerland?
Yes.
What
Next question.
What part of Switzerland?
I am originally from Bern.
Is that near the mountains? Everywhere in Switzerland is near the mountains.
Exactly.
Switzerland is a mountain, right? Just one big mountain.
Yeah. You're pretty close to the mountains pretty much anywhere you go. So it's a big plus. That's David's joke.
They drive on the other side of the road, Canada, eh? Why? Where are you from, Jeff? Is he from California? Because he's from Cali, and we're on the same side, man. It might just be opposite because of the camera, I guess. Is that what's making it look opposite? It's my song.
Does it look opposite from the camera?
It's music break. We'll go on commercial.
Non-commercial music break.
Just do like a Gem Fan commercial. Just like pull out a pair of props.
Karaoke time.
Today we have Gem Fan props. So, any more questions for the GAB707 guys? You got Gab here in the car. We have 4 hours to burn. You guys could ask tons of questions. Gab, what is a drone? I'm kidding. That wasn't a question. But I think Alex has a question for you here. What's this question?
What's your favorite flight controller in ESC?
What's your favorite flight controller and ESC combo? Oh, that's a big one because you've been testing a lot of them recently. So
I have been testing a lot. I've actually just put on a wrist-flight flight controller.
So you're going to be
tested it
making
for the first time yesterday.
Oh,
I
did
was
Liam
positively
convince
impressed. He
you?
was pretty good.
Yes, you did. Liam definitely convinced us.
But
Yeah,
I
I got
can't really
some because of
say
him.
that much. Really call it a favorite so far. I mean, barely flown it. My favorite ESC is so far is the Hobbywing ESC, the 4-in-1. It's got a 5-volt BEC on it. It's got a current metering as well. So you just hook up to your flight controller. It tells you how many amps you're drawing and whatnot. For flight controllers, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite. These days I either use the Brain FPV. You can basically hook up the wires from this and you can have the full OSD. All the information comes from the ESC and you can get the full, use the OSD from the Brain FPV to carry over. Hobbywing also make a flight controller that just pins onto the ESC, which works really well too. I haven't tried it too much, but it works great. Otherwise, just the Dodos. I mean, that's what I've been using for ages now, so I'm still using those.
So basically a whole slew of different equipment. I guess it's hard to choose a specific good one when there's always new stuff coming out this year. So much new stuff, right?
There's always new stuff coming, and I mean that's great though. I mean that means the tech is evolving, and we're getting new things, better things. So it's awesome.
Is Ryan trying to get in our live stream?
Is he?
He seems to be driving very close to me.
What do you think about tattoo motors and ESCs?
Think about what?
Tattoo motors.
The new tattoo motors and ESCs.
I have actually not tried them yet.
Are they going to be sending you some since you're a new tattoo pilot?
Well, the sponsorship I have with them is really more about the batteries. So I may try them though, but I haven't made any steps in that direction so far.
I've heard good things though online so far from people, but hard to tell until people have tested them for a couple of months to really know how performant they are.
Yeah.
So, do you speak French or only English?
Gabs,
I speak only German.
He speaks German, French, English. What else do you speak? Lebanese,
AGM,
Chinese.
Don't you speak that weird like Swiss German mix too? Isn't there like a what's that called? Swiss German?
Yeah, it's Swiss German. Yeah.
Swiss German or whatever. There's like a dialect there that's its own unique thing.
I speak quite a few languages. Thankfully, that helped a lot in a lot of places.
Is he signaling us? We're pulling over. We're pulling over on an on route, so you guys get to see Ryan.
Ryan wants to get on the live stream.
I think he needs gas.
You think so?
I think so, because I stopped for gas like right away, but he said he needed gas at 200 kilometers. So I think we just did 143 and we did 40 something.
Or is he just trying to outgas you?
He wants to outgas me.
It could be time for. Oh no, we're just a bit too late here for the sunset flight.
What did someone say about recording my things?
Launchbox to record your video all the time. Something like that.
I always record my videos all the time. So do you think it will be better Emacs or tattoo motors? Hard to tell until you test them, I guess, right?
I haven't tried them. I mean,
I would say Emaxes have been pretty like consistently good though. I mean, I've been using them, you've been using them, Ryan's used them. We've all had like pretty good. I feel like it's evolved a lot though since those motors, maybe.
Emaxes have definitely evolved as a company, and now I guess they're focusing on those big ass motors, the white motors. I don't know the name of them, but they draw a lot of power, but I think they're powerful, and on the other side, the tattoo motors, I don't even know which size they are, to be honest. So
I think they're like 2650s or something. kV, I don't know what size they're. 2205, 2650s, if I'm not mistaken, maybe.
Okay. On the tattoos?
I believe so.
Oh.
I could be wrong though. I think Ryan needs gas. Gas. I don't need any gas. Yeah, for sure, man. I definitely will save. I always save the live streams, so if you ever want to watch them after, they should always be available on my Facebook afterwards. Just for now.
Alex is saying it would be nice if you post them on YouTube.
On YouTube? I could do that. Actually, I can go save all my live streams and repost them on YouTube. It's probably a good idea. I know people do like to watch them. You are right, Alex. I could do that for you, bro. So we're at the gas station now. I don't know where we're going.
But I mean, most of your live streams are about a giveaway or whatnot.
I guess people want to rewatch them.
Yeah.
Just like live stream number 1, number 2. How many kilometers till Paris? 427. Are we all going to the bathroom?
Are we taking the live stream?
Are we taking the live stream with us to the bathroom?
I guess.
We're gonna go to the bathroom and go eat. I don't know. I'm not really hungry. I eat, but
I could eat.
Maybe.
But Gab could eat. Maybe a little something en route to A&W. Maybe a quick burger. There's all kinds of possibilities that could be had. So this is our AMA with GAB707 on the way to there. Tattoos are 2305, 2450s. Well, thank you guys. Stretchy. Yes. So guys, we're gonna end this live stream because we're gonna go do our stuff, and maybe we'll continue after. We'll do a second one.
We'll do round two of the live stream to Paris, Ontario. Ciao.
Take care. Bye-bye.